Slavery number 2, equally worse, is what we call slavery imposed to us by others or the society. This is not from us. This one is imposed by others or the society. And here I give you 4 forms of this. Number 1, slavery imposed by the government, especially when the government subjects her people to bad laws. Government can enslave their people. When government embrace slavery, a few things are hated. 1, a critical mind, a liberated thinker. The reason why we have got political assassinations, it is because men and women refused to be enslaved. And they refused their people to be enslaved. And the leaders that were removed those voices by killing them. Now, those of you who have some interest in national and international politics, let me give you a simple sign that your government is an enslaving government, or you are about to get leaders who will enslave you. Leaders who will enslave you do not like to be surrounded by strong brains. They don't. Because strong brains critique. Strong brains analyze. Strong brains question. A slavery-minded leader would never want to be questioned, to be challenged, to be critiqued. They do not want. So what will they do? They'll make sure that all the good brains are silenced by whichever way. And then they surround themselves by political fools. We call them court poets. Men and women who sing praises of the leader. Men and women who volunteer their brains to be kept in the boot of the vehicle of their leader. So they go around the world with empty heads, only carrying their hair and sometimes some water inside the head. So what can they do? They have no word. Theirs is to sing the praises of the leader. Dear good people, if you are in such a country, you can be sure, before God and his holy church, you are enslaved. But you can do something. Why people revolt is to refuse slavery. So it is not okay to glorify men and women who are not very strong. A good leader surrounds himself or herself with strong men and women who can articulate issues. Even in the friendships, don't we say that when you're choosing a friend, you choose somebody who is better than you? Not if you are weak in this area, you cannot get a friend who is weak in that area. If you are, for example, a procrastinator, you need somebody who is very somebody who can wake you up when you are sleeping. But if you are a procrastinator and you choose a friend who is like you, yours is misery. Even in academics, the same applies. We teach our students, when you are forming academic groups, get men, girls, and boys who are stronger than you academically to surround you. If you are poor in mathematics and you are poor in physics, please don't get another fellow who is poor like you, because it ceases to be true friendship. It ceases to be group work. It becomes a conglomeration of fools, mkusanyiko wa wajinga. And it becomes so difficult. But you see, that is how even bad leadership starts. When you surround yourself with friends who can only worship you, who cannot tell you that this grade is bad. You cannot be hanging around. We talk to our boys and girls. In your village or estate, you cannot be hanging around with boys and girls who are doing poorly in school. When you closed school, you brought D. And your closest friends, all of them brought home E. So when you are their king of fools. When you are together there, yours cannot be described as a paradise of fools, where you meet to discuss your empty brains, your empty heads, and how they can be used maybe later in the archives of heaven, because they can't be used anywhere else. So what you do is that you must work very hard and make sure that I am struggling. I took home a D. I must get a friend who took home a B, who can challenge me. For how long will you keep friends, fools in your neighborhood? They are your best friends. That when you are together, the best you can do is to cry for your misery. That what did you get? I got a D. Even a D. Just come, eh? Let us celebrate our foolishness. It can't work like that. So we must allow ourselves to make sure that that experiment is not there.